Hey, you guys, I am Leslie Nunnery with Teach Them Diligently, and I wanted to give you just a few minutes worth of orientation so that when you come to Teach Them Diligently Pigeon Forge this week, that you'll have a better idea of what's going on, what to expect, and kind of the whys behind what we do. So I hope that this is very helpful and encouraging to you as you get a better idea of who we are and why we do what we do. First of all, I know that there are a ton of you that have never been to one of our conferences before. And I want to say that I am so glad that you're coming. I think that you're going to be blown away. A lot of people call it a homeschool convention. And I guess technically it is, but you're going to find that Teach Them Diligently is an awful lot more than that. And that is by design. Homeschooling is a great tool. It is something that we believe is beneficial for all families, but it's only a part of what you do. And it's really, like I noted just a second ago, it's a tool for your bigger mission, which is discipling your children, giving them a foundation for their faith, creating a family culture that is going to bring joy to everyone, is going to be impactful for the people around you and for your children for the rest of their lives. And that's what you're going to find help with at Teach Them Diligently. In addition to all the nuts and bolts of homeschooling classes that we have, which are in abundance, you're also going to find classes on parenting and marriage and relationships and organization and just different things that are going to round out what you're doing. And so as you look at the schedule, I want you to be mindful of that. And we'll talk about how to deal with that giant schedule in just a few minutes. But first of all, I just wanted you to understand that the reason that you're going to find such a focus on things that are not specific to homeschooling is because we know from experience, David and I have homeschooled for many, many, many years. 3 of our 4 children have graduated and are getting ready to start their own families. We know that the homeschool part of what we did was only a small part of the big picture of what God allowed us to do in the lives of our children. And we want to encourage and equip you in those same ways. So that is why you see such a diverse and such a rich workshop schedule. The speakers that are here are people who love God and want to serve families almost without exception. So I'm very excited to present them to you. I think that you're going to be helped and encouraged as you sit under them, but also I encourage you, go to their booths, get to know them. They are here to serve you this weekend. And that's a big part of why we do what we do too, and why we partner with the people that we partner with, because we only want people at Teach Them Diligently who are missional in what they do. We want them to have the same heart that we do to serve your family. And so take advantage of that, get to know them, talk to them. They would love that. That is life-giving to those of us who are speaking. So take the time to get to know us. Wanted to just kind of knock out a few things that I know a lot of people have questions about and make sure that you understand everything. First of all, new this year, we have a whole day of pre-conference activities. We have a getting started homeschooling event that's happening on Wednesday and a homeschooling high school event that's happening on Wednesday. Those are self-contained. So some of you may only have tickets for those particular events. Our hope is it whets your appetite and you want to stay on, but you can come to those as only self-contained pre-conference events, getting started and homeschooling high school. If you have a ticket for Teach Them Diligently and you want to add those on, it's very inexpensive to add that day on. You can pick up a ticket by adding it to your order even today. We would love to see you. We've got a great lineup of speakers for both of those. To check in for that, you'll just come through the main doors at the LeConte Center, which is where all of our primarily where all of our check-in will be. You'll check in, get your credentials, and go straight to your classrooms for that. So that is happening on Wednesday. The exhibit hall will not be open on Wednesday. Wednesday is the day that our exhibitors are moving in. So what that will allow us to do is open the exhibit hall earlier on Thursday than we were able to last year, which will alleviate a lot of the issues we ran into last year on Thursday. Those of you who were there remember it was a little tight. So we think we've gotten that fixed, and I'll deal with that in a second. For the primary part of check-in, You don't need to bring anything with you. We will check you in electronically. We'll just need to know your last name. When you get there, there will be multiple lines running. It may look like the line is very, very long. It tends to move really, really quickly. So don't get discouraged. With that said, we want to really elevate the experience for our 365 members. So on Thursday, during the primary part of check-in, we'll have a separate check-in, like a VIP check-in for you guys. So be sure that you're looking in in your inbox for more details, but also in the app, in the 365 conversation area in the app. We'll give you all of those details. You will get your own special stuff, and then we'll also be giving you a schedule of the 365 exclusive events and that kind of thing through that VIP area. So you don't need to go through the big long line when you get there. So if you're not a 365 member, you can add that right now too. You are going to love it. Wednesday night, we have a 365 party that's going to be magnificent. I can't wait. The conversation that's been leading up to that has been hilarious. People are so excited. So that's Wednesday night. Then throughout the week, we have a lot of exclusive offerings just for 365 members. Special Q&As with speakers, special times that are just set aside for them. So make sure that you check into that. The community that has built there is phenomenal. So not only do you get great resources, but you get great community all year long. I can't encourage you strongly enough to join that, and joining it on site is by far the least expensive way to get in all year long. So check into that. You can add that to your order today too, and then you'll get the VIP treatment tomorrow when you check in, or I'm sorry, Thursday when you check in as well. Wanted to deal for really quickly with our workshop schedule. A lot of people get a little overwhelmed with it. There are about 11 workshops going per hour. That is a lot to choose from. But what I would really encourage you to do, if you've already printed it up or whatever, is that's great. A lot of people will have 2 or 3 that they're really interested in, and then they'll kind of make their decision on site. Perfectly wonderful. I would tell you, number one, be sure that you defer to the app. The app schedule is always going to be the most up to date because it is updated in real time. So as we fix something or move something or whatever, which doesn't happen an awful lot in a normal year, but always check that app schedule as your final say on things. But just allow the Lord to lead you. I think you're going to be surprised. A lot of people have said, I planned to go to this one. I ended up going to this one. Either this one was full already, or I just had this nudge to go to this other one. And this was the best session I went to all week. God is so faithful to lead us to exactly what we want or what we need to hear. So even if the room is full and you can't get in and you're so discouraged, trust that God is working even in that eventuality, and go see where he is going to lead you. I think that you will be amazed at how incredibly pertinent that session that you end up in will be for you and for your family. So we have seen that over and over. So I want to encourage you in that way. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get stressed about it. God is faithful. He is good. He will lead you to exactly where you need to be. So stay in tune with the app. Make sure, and I'll talk a little bit more about the app in a second, but make sure that you have your notifications for TTD Tennessee turned on in the app. Because any changes, if a speaker gets sick or something gets shifted or whatever, we'll send out an app notification. That's really and truly the only way that we can get in touch with you. So please turn those on for this weekend. I wanted to talk a little bit then about the app. We have a phenomenal app. Inside of the app, there is everything that you need to know about Pigeon Forge, including the schedule, the exhibitors, special grand opening specials, which we'll talk about in a minute. There'll be a place for you to register for next year. There's all kinds of information in there. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, I think you'll see a little messaging icon. Click on that. Make sure you've set up an app account, which is different than your website account, and then join the TTD Pigeon Forge discussion group. There will be a lot going on there. We would love to hear your feedback. We would love to hear what sessions resonate, what takeaways you have. We would love to hear ideas that you have. All of that is great to go in the app. So make sure that you're joining that. But also, while you're in there, go to your account. Once you set it up, there will be like your face if you've put in, and I hope that you will put in a picture. It's nice to be able to see people, but there will be a little thing where your account is. Go down to notifications and be sure that you're in the general group as well as the TTD Pigeon Forge group. And if you're a 365 member or Heart School or whatever, that you turn on all the appropriate groups. That allows us to communicate with you with like a pop-up notification. So that will make sure that you don't miss out on anything. So all of that is happening in the app. Now I want to talk about the resources and the exhibit hall. We have a massive exhibit hall at TTD Pigeon Forge, and you are going to have so much fun in there. Few things that we've changed this year. Historically, we haven't opened the exhibit hall at all until after the opening keynote on Thursday night. This year, we are going to be able to open it mid-afternoon because we are allowing everyone to move in on Wednesday. That will take some of the pressure off of those session rooms during the afternoon on Thursday. So we won't have that same overcrowding issue where people have nowhere to go that we had last year. So that will be open up. The big room will be in play the whole time. So all of that is going to work to alleviate a lot of the congestion and stuff that we ran into in our first year in Pigeon Forge. But I want to encourage you to make sure that you get in the exhibit hall a lot, because it's going to take you a while to wander around, to get to know all the exhibitors, to look at all the resources. We do have a grand opening party like we always do. That will happen after the keynote on Thursday night. Once we release from Todd Frill's keynote, we will open the doors to the exhibit hall, and for the next 2 hours, nothing will be going on except shopping. During that time, a lot of the exhibitors offer great deals. There is a button in the Pigeon Forge section of the app that tells you all about those great deals, or at least the ones that we already know about. If you will save your receipts from that night, bring them by the front desk where you checked in, and you can turn those in for a raffle ticket. We will be drawing winners of people that have turned in their receipt raffle tickets. And the prizes are amazing. We will be giving away tickets to one of our 2 events. Next year will be in Branson, Missouri, as well as Pigeon Forge, along with 3 nights in a hotel. So that's one of the prizes you can win. I've gotten wind that there is a $1,000 gift card to a history like mega field trip tour with landmark events. So there are some really great prizes in that. You're going to want to take advantage of that. Additionally, in the exhibit hall, we have our passport program that you will be given at check-in. You go around, you visit all the booths on the passport program, you turn that in, and there is a big prize that we give out on Saturday afternoon to 3 people who win that. So lots of fun things happen in the exhibit hall. These exhibitors are a big part of allowing us to serve your family, because them participating makes the event better. It allows us to keep the tickets well less than they would need to be to cover the cost of the venue and bringing in the speakers and stuff. So I really encourage you to visit the exhibit hall, support them there. I know that there's a big temptation to just wait and order online, but if you can order at the event itself, it really encourages the exhibitors and it helps them to see the value of coming to events like ours. If you want the exhibitors to keep coming, get your stuff on site is what I'm trying to say there. So I do encourage you, spend a lot of time in the exhibit hall. You're going to have a blast. Finally, if you have children in the children's programs, we have a children's program that is going on for the younger kids. And then we have special classes and really neat stuff for those middle kids. And we have a teen program that's going on as well, because we do want to serve your entire family. Our primary mission is to equip parents, but we know that offering these children's programs really give parents a great time to study and learn as well. So you should have gotten all of the information about the children's programming. I will be doing a separate video and sending it to you guys, giving you a little bit more of how to check them in, where to go, what the thought process is, and all of that. So watch for that. That will be coming. It'll be much shorter than this one, but I will do that after I get on site later this evening. So be watching for that. But if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll tell you, in the app, we have a huge number of veteran Teach Them Diligently families who are great to jump right in and answer questions. And they are as good at answering them as anybody on our team because they know what's up. So get in there, check it out, ask your questions. We are all family for this weekend, and I cannot wait to see you there. Have a safe trip. Thank you so much for joining us. Grab a friend if you have anybody on the fence, bring them along. There's still tickets to be had, and we can't wait to see you there. Talk to you very, very soon. Bye.